All right. Live for 10 seconds, haven't hit any frame drop, so we're good to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on our Sound Goblin Sunday story time. I am, as always, your host, the Krampus.
I'm Bograt.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
Vincent will probably be joining us later. And welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. When we last left, we had finished our investigation into the deaths of two of our classmates. If there's any other... Actually, first, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, before we do anything else, our standard content warning. So, this game contains mentions of suicide, sexual themes, as well as a general veneer of tastelessness. So, viewer discretion is advised. In addition, the content warning from last time regarding domestic abuse, some pretty explicit domestic abuse, are still on the table. So, I will give forewarning when that is about to become relevant, but know that it is going to be happening probably in this stream. Actually, definitely in this stream, considering we're at the class trial.
Yep.
Huh. So, we've done that. But yeah, Hiyoko and
sir.
Ibuki were killed off in the last session. Ah, hey, Vince.
Okay.
And everybody is fairly baffled as to the process of this particular murder, because this, out of probably the entire series, is the one where most of the relevant information comes out of the trial, not actually the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I could easily see that. Also, hello.
Hello.
Yep.
We have all of our information.
There's one thing I'd like to point out from last week that I don't think any of us went by
Uh-huh.
or noticed. Well, it is one thing I noticed. It's just I couldn't place it on anyone.
Uh-huh.
The hair hanging under the bag in the video shot that we saw does seem to be blonde. I don't know if that's relevant or anything, but between that and the fact that it looks just how the murder is set up, this might also implicate Sonya a little bit. But that's only an observation I can half make, and that's pretty much everything else in this case, anyways, from what we have right now.
That was actually, I did notice the hair.
Yeah.
But I thought due to the lighting, it looked more like it might have been pinkish, like sodas. And the body frame, or like the frame that we saw for the person in the video when he was watching, looked more male, like larger, than the female character. That's why, that was one of the reasons I thought soda.
I'm just gonna put this out there, being that, like, I obviously know, the real identity of the murderer here, and based on those things, don't put too much on the art style of this game.
That's why I didn't really mention too much or put too much stock into it when it came to that.
So, I do remember that we actually got a picture of the surveillance video.
Yeah, I think if you click
Yes.
it'll open it up larger as well, so we can kind of take a look there. No, it still remains the same. It doesn't actually change the size on that, but yeah. Don't invest too much in particular details about a given image as far as like a person's body or whatever. The
I figured
tends to be kind of inconsistent.
Also, if it was consistent in this particular case, it might be a dead giveaway of the murderer. Not that.
Not that it hasn't done that before, where they generally give the dead giveaway trials at the very beginning of the game for their tutorial.
True.
Not this one.
No, not this one. No. This one did get slightly more complicated.
Only they would tell us what 11037 means.
It's not a code. We can figure that out. Okay. Get notes up here. Alright. So, with that in mind, let's actually head into the class trial and see this thing play out.
Welcome! Wait! Monami's such a dumb child.
Wow.
I expected by now.
Hey, hey!
I just mean with that soundbite. I like that.
Let's... Anyway... Bye-bye!
I won't let you.
Hey, hey! Huh?
Damn it!
Yeah, Nekomaru is still
Well-
basically absent.
Yeah.
He did get, shot with a missile.
Oh yes, one other stray thought. Just because the person
How
in the
about
video obviously isn't the person who committed suicide, or looks like him isn't Ibuki,
What
Yeah.
do you
Um,
yearn for?
that doesn't necessarily mean they're the culprit per se.
See? I'm gonna do it!
Just to make it that much more complex. Because we don't have no actual proof of them doing anything murderous.
Hey,
That is a good point. It is entirely possible they are an accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, as we already know, accomplices don't get to escape.
No, but they do get to be accomplices, and they can have other motivations for being accomplices, like Pekko.
well,
Yeah, Pekko's case proves that there's way more complicated values and motivations going around than just, I want to get off the island.
Yeah.
Gundam, do you have anything to contribute?
Fine.
No.
Let's make history.
Does he ever? No.
No, but I value his creativity anyway. Monokuma Rock.
On the other hand, if I get on this escalator, it might actually break down and stall, and then we'll be stuck.
This is embarrassing.
Your unintentional bear pun.
We, the management, would like to apologize. The escalator to Monokuma Rock temporarily stairs.
Then when we got out, it was a department store. Wrong floor.
Speaking of, I assume that it's like time that there's a trial. Each one's just a different floor with a different theme. Instead of him like reorganizing it every time.
Hey.
With his budget, honestly, it could be A or B.
Yeah, well, that's
No,
not
no.
explicitly stated in this one. That was the case for the first game,
Damn it.
so probably.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo!
Between the giant bear mountain thing and the robot guardians all around the place, Monokuma's budget is basically whatever the fuck he wants.
True.
Or more specifically, means.
Yeah.
Yeah, given what we know of the state of the world, budget probably isn't the right word there. Means is probably a more accurate term.
Yeah. When your international economy is basically non-existent, means is
Yes, and
pretty
you
much a
also
do-it-yourself.
theoretically are in charge of a humongous, and I use this term incredibly loosely, organization. They just have followers basically willing to do whatever for you. You end up with effectively infinite labor.
Also, you have a robot army, so that.
Not as much anymore after the events of Ultra Despair Girls.
I'd assume that wasn't all of them, though.
I mean, that was the primary construction.
That was the
facility
primary
for
factory.
Monokumas.
Yeah. But
So
I'd
it's
assume
not
there
like
were
an
some.
infinite army of robots, but there are still going to be some left, but a significant less replaceable supply than prior
Yeah.
to the events of Ultra Despair Girls.
Yeah, they're not as replaceable, at least until they get a new factory set up or something, hypothetically.
Yes, but what
If that's
company are they
possible.
going to trick into creating them this time?
Considering what they can build, they could probably just build it themselves.
Oh, fair enough.
It's honestly kind of a question of whether or not they even have the knowledge to do so, actually, because that's the thing, is that, like, the Monokumas were still designed by the Toa group. They can have both cheat code and Infinity
right.
Unlimited Flame, so you
Yeah.
should probably put on the one that's actually useful.
Yeah. Yep. And we're not sitting on any other skills, so... We get way more skill points than we need for the...
Well,
For
we
most
haven't
that's how
ground
it was
out
in the
skills,
first
so yeah. Also, we haven't ground out skills, so there's that.
Yeah. That's actually going to be starting next session. Probably for the next few sessions, we're actually going to be opening up with, class time with such and such character that I will pre-record. And we will just go over all of the links that we weren't able to do beforehand. Alright. With that, we begin.
Like,
Now then,
Like
let's
Ibuki was
begin with
one
a
that we
simple
were meaning to
explanation
do.
of the class trial.
Yeah.
same with
And
During the
Hideko.
class
Hideko,
trial,
yeah.
you will present
Yeah.
your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone
I've got it. It was the
besides the
ghost of a hero.
blackened. And that person will earn the right to leave this island.
She's angry.
Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
Ah, so you admit you're.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
No, he tends to be somewhat
But
helpful.
Nagito's not alone. I don't really get it either.
That's not surprising.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up. The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
Yeah! Wait.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the
Dumb,
argument.
but she says it so convincingly.
Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms.
Flash almost
We
strangled him in his
immediately
sleep
headed over
again.
to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time. When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
I tried to
Settle
stop
down,
him, of course.
Nagito.
I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music venue. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought, but the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our site.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then I noticed
One.
Ibuki was gone. So
One.
I sprinted out of the hospital. Accidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko.
I shouldn't be sampling
So I
the morphine
pled with
so
him
freely.
in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared, I had a feeling she was the person wearing the hemp bag. So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the 4 of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's. And not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily. Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who... Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true? Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now. And the story I just heard is clearly suspicious. Hajime, if you're the only one who saw the hanging video, and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously.
Well, if you were guilty.
So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it. Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
Wow.
I mean, it is actually kind of fair.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime is the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
And that last
Hajime's
statement,
testimony
basically.
is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie...
Yes,
then the fact
because-
that
That would also...
I don't think I can... After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie means it probably is Hajime's fault.
Yep. I'm witch.
Hajime's testimony...
If Hajime's... Then the fact that Ibuki...
That would also...
I don't think I can... After all,
Why would Hajime...
Well, obviously...
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie... No, that's wrong!
I mean, that's technically right, but also still wrong.
I mean, this was like,
I'm not the killer. I mean, there's no
they
way I'd
weren't
be able to
imitating the
imitate
movie.
that
That's
movie.
in the movie yet. Okay, but you didn't kill him.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
Huh?
What?
Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that.
That... What?
Just because you had
Each
forgotten,
person only
Nagito just
received
exists to
one
stir
ticket.
shit.
And they're marked
Mostly.
with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
hold on a sec. You're the one who brought this up in the first place.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation.
Nagito's the kind of person, if he ever got taken hostage, would
I
go,
also
man, I need a
realized
hostage of
that
my
you
own. Pulls a
warm
gun,
up.
puts it to his own head.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get
No,
mad.
technically it
I
is.
just think warming up is really important. Especially since this
Also,
isn't a
that's
game.
ironic coming from the
What a
person who was
waste of
literally
time.
playing minigames during the trial.
Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it. Ibuki committed suicide.
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide. Ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
with a
However,
drumstick that would have in
that
no
door
way
is the
stood up
only
the force
entrance
of
to the
4
music
human
venue,
beings
right?
slamming into it.
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able
And
to leave
ostensibly
either.
probably some glue or something.
Yeah, there was some
Yeah,
type of
you're
resin there.
absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
Also, alternate universe drumsticks are made stronger
If
for
that's
no
the
apparent
case,
reason.
the only suspicious
They're made
people
up
are those who
of
don't have an alibi for that time.
Those high-quality vibranium
And that's you
drumsticks.
two, Sonia and Kazuichi.
Exactly.
Me too?
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru. Me too!
Hey, why are you talking like, huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall. Is this his professional skill?
Yes, actually.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have.
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the
You can use that as a. By doing that, the killer waited till we got. And suddenly,
So they looked like they...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
the killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside,
Dang
they
it!
tried to keep us from getting in.
Take that, space
seems
under the
they were
word.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have.
The lock was on the floor.
Are you talking about the
You can use that as a. By doing that, the killer waited till we got. And suddenly,
So they looked like they...
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
I love the fact they actually chipmunk the
the
voices
killer
with
was
the fast
still
forward.
inside the
Yeah.
music venue.
Yep.
By locking the door from the inside.
No, that's wrong.
I mean, the only real options are either speed
There's
up the
also a
audio
possibility
appropriately
that
or
the door
just
was locked
stop
from
the audio.
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
But
I mean, you can see it.
Semi-transparent glob.
Yeah,
Like
how did it taste?
rubber, maybe?
Not rubber, it was glue.
I see!
Out of all the things in this trial, this should not be the thing we needed 2 questions
been
to
glue.
resolve.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too.
Tasted like paste.
It had a firm, gel-like chewiness. And I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth.
I'm a connoisseur of paste eating.
Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
Actually, that makes a lot of
I
sense.
didn't know glue was edible.
it's not.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where
Right,
both
now to
doors
confiscate
touched.
all the glue on the island.
By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly.
But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know?
That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Sure.
I mean,
Are you
I
saying
guess.
the drumstick was a trap the killer set
Okay.
on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Apologize to Miss Sonia and me. However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
Okay, now I want you to shut up,
So,
Bonomi.
during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created
The rest of us are in a crime
space.
drama.
And they
Manomi
also
is still in
taped
a
her up
PBS
after
Kids
killing her,
special.
right?
Even quick work has limits.
Aww,
I wish we could call on Ghost Rider to help us solve
unimaginable
mysteries.
speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while Hajime was away from the venue, they
I
must
mean,
have done it
you
earlier.
say that, wasn't that pretty much what Alter Ego was in the first game?
Basically.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hyoko was actually killed earlier.
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
That scrap of paper. Is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Only there was some way. I just gotta think. Think and go into my headspace.
Oh god.
Time for more improved Hangman's Gambit.
Time for Hajime to once again go slackjawed in the middle of a trial.
Real nice you give us the right letters, game.
There we go.
I'd like to buy a vowel. Seriously, how much? I owe you like 15 million anyways.
There we go.
Betty.
Ah, dang it. Messed up.
Oh.
Dang it. What happens when I try to get fancy?
Yep.
Right. Because you can't
Just
shoot
shove off.
these while you have
Well, you have another one yet.
another one.
Wallpaper.
I figured it out. Also, my head hurts.
Every time one of those explodes, it kind of twitches a little.
Scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room? In the music venue storage room, There should have been black
I choose to
wallpaper
believe
that's the
that
same
while
color
that's
as that
going
scrap.
on in his head, Hajime is actually just making the letter noises. It sounds like he's having
There
like
was
a
also a
seizure, just
tear
like
along the edge of the
wallpaper.
Right. If you overlay
Hajime,
the
did you have a
scrap that
stroke?
was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
I hate you.
Oh man, he's really giving us a puzzle. If only there was
no.
some way that we could figure out the conundrum that has been placed before us. I have to think back to my training. And that time I played 1080 snowboarding.
I feel Nagito's in league with all the minigames in,
Yeah, you can kind of abstract out how the Hangman's Gambit looks to people when he's doing it. I want to know what's on his face when he's doing, mad tricks down the half-pipe.
all the modern high technology of a Sega Genesis Sonic game.
Yeah, I feel like out of all the mini games they established through, honestly, the entire series, this is easily the most bizarre and like nonsensical.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't seem like it's a poorly constructed game. It just doesn't fit.
No, it works perfectly fine for what it does. It's just, what the fuck?
What did the killer use? That thing we were just talking about.
No.
Nope, the curtain.
It was actually a mirror.
It was a ruse the entire time. All this talk about the wallpaper, just make it flip up.
Sweet rain.
Oh god, I'm getting Battletoads flashbacks.
That's fine. This is way too easy.
They covered the pillar and no one noticed the lump.
Well, Hajime was the only one who could have.
Yeah.
I do
and
kind
he
of want to
was,
go back and...
honestly, kind of more distracted by a body hanging from the fucking rafters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do kind of want to go back and look at that,
It's all coming together.
Oh no, I looked at it when they showed the
It just looks
John...
killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks
Got
like a
it.
pillar.
Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah, by
pillar?
wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar.
With a weird lump sticking out of it, because that wouldn't wrap evenly.
So when I first discovered Ibuki's body, Hyoko's body was already there.
Oh, actually, if you look at the pillars around the ring,
However,
Yeah.
because it was concealed within
Yeah.
a slightly
Okay.
larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
yeah, fair enough.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
Tanda
So
Perry,
they used
very
the
interesting.
baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar, so using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers was to make it look like that pillar.
That's how they hid Hyoko's body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They accidentally ripped off a piece of the wallpaper. And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
I see! The reason the killer imitated 2 of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
Just throw a packet of sunflower seeds at Gundam.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
Chiaki, please.
Even bigger
Don't taunt
jerk?
him.
Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Gundam out of sunflower seeds just sit down and be good.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
Oh god, he brought the hamsters out.
Talk.
Eventually, one of them will present evidence. Or, you know, we're just
Or
going to
will
start
present
talking in
evidence.
circles. Alright. Going to load up the gun.
It's really weird whenever people start arguing, our character just goes click, 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 click.
When Hiyoko died,
Imagine them actually
Ibuki's feet were on the
pantomiming
floor.
loading a revolver.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor,
Was there any sign she stepped on something?
Were there even any footprints at the crime scene?
Maybe her feet were on the floor. But she was like sitting or something. So instead, there'd be a mark on her ass.
Weak, 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 I say! It doesn't even pierce my heart!
Like a bullet would.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet...
I am telling you to...
Did you see her walk?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
I agree with that.
Consent.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint blood stains on the soles of her slippers.
Or raspberry jam, we're not
That is
entirely
not
sure.
Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood.
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
I do
Does that
not.
mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a
Apparently
sound.
Gundam wanted to do the sword thing too.
Just get out the mental swords. Let's do this.
However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
I would laugh if this was the longest rebuttal showdown in the game.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor. You can't step on blood that was never there.
Damn it.
Just about 1 minute. Did you see a nice nightmare?
I can't back down!
As long as Ibuki's body has no open wounds, there's no doubt that that blood is Hiyoko's.
Hiyoko was taped to the pillar, yes. But it's possible that the pillar still had blood on it. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet. You should feel proud of this. It's been nearly 3 years since I've had to use 60% of my power.
Damn it!
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Allow me to cut
Yeah,
through
if you
those
miss
words.
the prompt that you need for the actual sword thing, you have to go
That's not
through the
it.
entire
The reason there was no
dialogue.
blood on the floor is because the killer wiped
And-
it away afterward.
That last statement at the end
Don't
actually
say
has so
such
much health.
foolish things.
And
You don't
because
have
there
proof
is
of
an
that at
input
all.
delay on the keyboard for each
Yes,
slash,
I
you
do.
can't beat that last one. You will lose health.
If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
That's what I was getting.
When the killer tried to hide
Frustrated
Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right?
No, they're just very conscientious.
Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding.
Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating. So I don't think they had to go that far.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikon's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Oh.
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh?
Oh, for
Again?
fuck's sake.
Didn't something like this happen last time,
It's
too?
your fault for not writing the rules clearly.
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blackened to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hiyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Then she was alive! When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
And possibly help them, possibly harm them. Depends on my mood. I'm capricious like
There's
that.
still one more issue on my mind. If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw? According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place. But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
Then Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence!
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be, my own cottage.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed!
We can exclude the sick people.
And what about the...
Right before I was totally sleeping.
I think everyone...
So everyone who stayed...
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed...
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hajime.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward, so we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that.
Right. 2 down,
Killer
several
decided
to go.
to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
Throw a pack of sunflower seeds at Nagato.
Taking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process.
It's generally productive. He just goes about it in
the only reason the killer made both bodies
weird
imitate
way.
the movie?
Yeah, plus Nagato's the kind of guy who just leave his
Are
sunflower
you
seeds all
saying
over the place.
there was another reason?
Yeah.
Give hope to the birds.
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Intermission!
Hiya!
So aren't things much clearer now that we've gone through the trial? Or half of the trial?
Clear as molasses, and I think this is basically stuff we mostly inferred, give or take a few things.
Yep.
What a disappointment!
Alright. I'm going to step away for one moment. I'll be right back.
Yep. After these messages, we'll be right back. By that I mean go to, yes indeed. By that I mean go to YouTube and watch some commercials.
What are the messages? You promised messages?
Well, yeah, those messages there. Would you like to save your current progress? Are you tapping yes or no fervently trying to save your current progress?
I cracked my screen. I think it's catching my button presses.
I think calling what we've gotten through this session so far progress is an overestimation.
Moving 2 millimeters is still progress.
Have we, though?
Yes, we've convinced the dumb people in the group to stop being dumb, at least. Partially.
Have we, though?
It won't stick.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation. Seriously, he's like the king of unreasonableness. Why did it turn out like this? We were supposed to have a fun, friendly school trip, but it turned out all bloody instead. No! This definitely cannot be allowed. That's why I want you to remember this. Everyone, do your very best. Don't lose to yourself. And don't forget to save frequently.
Huh. It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this
So do I.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well,
You're
it's
going
against
about
the
it in a
rules
roundabout
to
way
kill
again.
3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh. I couldn't get killed because of that.
Seriously, just shut up already!
once I agree with
shut
him.
up forever!
But I'm thinking about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie.
I have to? It was awful.
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
I guess.
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute. because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
And we don't have an ultimate
probably it,
archer,
but-
so
That attitude is what makes this feel incomplete. If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What?
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
I have a lot of starch in that scarf. Able to support the weight of that hamster.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Or she was guided by the will of causality.
Shut up.
I concur. She was guided by the will of causality.
Why did Hyoko go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that.
I won't lose! Are you saying my gut was wrong?
Sport duel number 2!
First and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
Basically admitting we're only getting the sword minigame because she wants to feel important.
That's not the issue.
Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now. Hyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hyoko's room. forcibly abducted her! The girl is so small and weak-looking. And that's why the killer targeted her!
Come on.
But Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked the door! So what if the key was in her kimono?
Damn it.
Maybe the killer just put it there later! The killer was the one who locked the door! So what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later!
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
The game has
Hold
trouble
on.
recognizing
Try
both.
remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer.
Damn it! And I pressed the wrong
That's
button.
the proof she was abducted, right? My gut is totally right after all. Hold on. Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all... There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
Allow me to cut through those words! The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes, do whatever you want to me.
Hajime, now's your chance. Make her admit defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something.
Whoever's closest to him, could you punch him, please?
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes? Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake.
Had enough sword duels already.
For my sake.
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is...
Like nobody even
it was an
gratifies
unfortunate
Gundam's
coincidence.
with the response there.
Nope.
Just like,
Coincidence?
fuck's sake, shut up.
When she went to the venue by herself, she was probably just unlucky and walked
did her
in on
kill
the
her,
crime
man?
scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Yes, this is
It
generic
probably
killer
happened
guy.
When the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki,
A mannequin.
the killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head. And without hesitation,
Killed Hiyoko.
because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan.
Do you have any ideas?
Damn, we don't know the most important part.
Hey, Nagito, any ideas?
Oh God, why'd you ask
Hey,
him?
how long are you gonna stay quiet?
It's like putting a quarter in one of those
am I allowed to
fortune-telling
speak?
machines that either says a fortune or shoots you in the
I'm so
gut.
happy I'm getting goosebumps. Everyone actually needs help from scum like me.
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene. But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
We already went over that.
So
About
if
from
she
15
faked her
minutes ago.
death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
Sure, there's some kind of limit. Science just hasn't discovered it yet.
But that does give us an idea.
Yep.
That's strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's strange that there weren't any footprints on it.
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
You noticed such a small detail. How amazing! This is truly the talent of
I'll
a
be
chosen
charitable and
ultimate.
think that he's talking about the steps on it.
Yeah.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it.
Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
Yeah, so this is the first time in the game where you don't have someone else leading you by the nose to the clue.
Yeah.
Granted, we already kind of got led by the nose to the clue in the last question.
Yes.
spot selection. Well, there's one thing that we noticed.
Yes.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. But the stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue.
What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I right? That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
Well, it's up to me to solve this mystery. I guess there's only one way to do it, the Hajime Hinata way.
Oh god, no!
So if I asked you, what was the way they could make this minigame more annoying? Without adding any mechanics, what would you say? If you said a 15-letter, word, you're correct. Come on, give me an F. Yes! Wrong button.
Oh god, Hajime's brain is bleeding again.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll admit, I'm not real good at keeping track of this many things at once.
I was gonna say, they're throwing a ton of shit at you. Like, I don't even know what the other word is yet.
Location.
Oh, location, okay.
Yeah, the answer is filming location.
Dang it!
The good thing this doesn't, like, actually...
Oh, this does take out health. We are getting punished for every time.
It's not like a significant amount, though.
Yeah, this is why we're not playing this game on the hardest puzzle difficulty.
You don't need an RC.
Or another...
I know. I'm mostly trying to clear the field, because you can't clear the field until you get matches.
Yeah.
Dang it.
There we go.
There we go.
Hajime, are you okay? Your nose is bleeding.
Yeah, applesauce. I mean filming location.
Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
That last minigame really took it out of me. I guess I'm just gonna go to my happy place on the mountain.
Oh. Oh god, Hajime spaced out again.
Yeah, now we get 3 questions. Or 3 answers to questions. Down the mountain trail. Had to jump that last part.
Mm.
Aha! I would grade that as tricky.
SSX tricky?
Maybe.
Oh. Whew. Okay.
It was like a lot of effort to arrive at an obvious answer.
Together.
I think he's doing, like, the motions of the board with his hand in front of him as he has his eyes closed.
That's it. The killer just brought the camera from the music venue. With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Well, that's true, but... in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
This one's easy. They destroyed it.
He painted it.
The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it. As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
So anyway, one more time for the road.
Also, as a piece of advice.
Uh-huh.
The closer you put the letters to the center, the easier it's going to be for you to react to stuff coming at them.
Yeah.
Like, you could grab a letter, drop it in the center, then grab the other letter and also drop it in the center rather than throw them all on the edges.
Like that, yeah.
In case anyone was keeping track there, the game did in fact just spawn like 3 letters on top of each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is, mind you, the first actual bullshit thing this game has done. The rest of it is just Krampus being bad at it. But
that is true. I don't deny that a lot of the problems I have with this game are because I'm awkward at the minigames.
yeah, you're particularly this one. You are just not wired for the kind of reaction type play that it goes for.
Yeah. I will say that there was one other bullshit moment. That sword thing that we had with Gundam was legitimately just not possible to do with the keyboard. Maybe it was possible to do with the...
I'm talking more specifically about Hangman's Gambit, because every time it comes up, you complain about it, and it's like, it's not actually that bad, it's just not the type of game you're good at.
Yep. Thank you.
There you go. Just love those.
There we go.
I got it!
Possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
I do like the first game's Hangman Gambit far better than this
But
one.
the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
As a heads up, I may have to step away for quite a bit.
Okay.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind of set?
Or they might have tampered with the camera.
I still can't believe he mixed up the filming locations. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way the conference room and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference room?
Or did they make some kind
Or they might have temp.
I still can't believe. Hajime, you're pretty stupid.
There's no way and the music venue.
Which place resembled the... Did the conference room look like the music venue?
Dang it.
There's no way the conference room
Right.
and the
Wrong
music
one.
venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other?
It's an easy one to get tripped
Did the
up on.
conference
if you're
room
looking
look
at
like
a
the
guide or
music
something.
venue?
Yeah, you're trying
Or
to
did
say
the
that
music
the
venue look like the
music venue looks like
conference
the conference room.
That must be it.
Because
This is not one of my better trials, and this is the first trial I've regretted
What the killer
not
did was
pre-playing through trials.
Make the
beforehand.
music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room. They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is... the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
Yeah. Throw the candle.
I can prove it with this.
Exactly.
You're referring to the candle in the music venue, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but... the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided. The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room.
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
I see!
Clearly, the Hiyoko at the motel.
The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the
Yeah,
killer
sometimes they give you
pretending
some
to be Ibuki.
softball wrong
The killer
answers.
put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
We are playing on highest logic difficulty, so...
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to
What
avoid
exactly does that
witnesses.
change again?
they
Those
took Ibuki
blue
from the
texts that
music
come up
venue to
when
the
you
hospital to
repeat a
kill her,
conversation,
there's no
or,
way it happened
like, try to
during the
lead you
day.
to the answer, the hints get vaguer and vaguer as the logic difficulty goes up. Granted, they haven't been very vague in this whole, thing. So, easy must be, like, super easy.
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
Easy as they bluntly say the answer.
Reason the killer made a fake video.
I think actually that is the case. They'll
There's
just
only
flat
one
out say
possibility I can think of.
part of or
if
the
I
entire
examine that
answer.
possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
Of course, the killer is me. I was saying it the whole time.
You're the only one!
Wait,
You're
I
the
was
killer,
right?
aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hiyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible? A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly.
Gonna hear a
In
little
fact,
chime real
the
quick,
fly
I'll
would
plug in my
probably kill her
headphones.
first.
Yep.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence? At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room. That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music venue. and showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Please, wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I could kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
It just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Can you hold on a minute?
Oh, he's got
Well,
the eyes.
I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this. I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time. I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
What? Are you serious?
I've been so focused on everybody else this trial.
9/11 was an inside job.
Ah, god damn it, Nagito.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Of course he kept quiet on purpose.
What
For
are we,
you,
a
Ego,
game?
do you know this?
Actually, this is a game.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
A decisive clue. Does something like that really exist?
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope, and keep in mind that it's brand new. Near the middle of the rope. It's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this. The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along.
Professional shit
What
stir.
exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Make your argument.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too.
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Ibuki didn't die, she was strangled to death.
That's basically the...
Though hanging and the scars they leave. Scars?
But we believed it. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
That must be it! So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time. You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
You should have been able to tell the difference between hanging and strangling just by looking. You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if not, her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? 'Cause she was planning to do this all along?
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Forgiveness or not, we still
That's
have not
weirdly
decided
invested
Mikan
you.
is the killer.
It's not because you did it. It's because you didn't ask for my
I
help.
see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
After the trial.
I'm really not the killer. There's no way. I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict. 'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want
That's
to
okay.
believe in
Nobody
someone,
does.
you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Are we getting credits for this philosophy class?
Fine.
I need electives.
Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Huh? Is that all you can say? Ah, so in the end, you're all just a bunch of bullies, huh? Justifying your actions with fancy words. Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem.
That warning comes into play now. If mentions or descriptions of abuse, specifically domestic abuse, are problematic for anyone, this is your time to stop the video. Thank you.
I'm done with that! You hear me? I'm done!
Hey, Mikan!
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Not fair! Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away! What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it? That's the issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered 2 of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Take a drink.
Despair.
Hey, Mikan. Can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video? That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room. Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
I'm not the killer! That video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us. But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
Well,
So-
Nagito
'Cause I'm not allowed
could, he
to play
just
these
wouldn't.
mini games.
Once again.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already! I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already!
Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
So, not only is this the first time we have to copy a thing, this is the first time in the trial we have to copy a thing and then go back through the...
Through the statements to hit something earlier.
Yeah.
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof? Is the hemp bag on her head the proof? Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she had on?
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
I'll shoot through that contradiction. Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
Bar at the chat.
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video. But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh? 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 Huh?
You broke.
I was wrong. Wrong.
Yeah, the track's skipping.
No, that's not it at all.
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible. You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died? Try remembering the tote bag instead. Ding! I totally remember now.
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag, isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that? More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater? Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right? Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible? Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time? It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think? That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer. So you'll forgive me, right?
Taking your stubbornness this far.
So what I miss?
Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me.
We're still in the trial,
Stop
so.
until you forgive me!
Yeah, no, I think the last argument what I left off on.
We're basically poking holes in Mikan's argument.
Yeah. Like, what was the, because I know you saved the argument about,
Well, the camera angle was the last thing.
Oh, yeah,
okay, it was
the thing
camera
that
angle. Okay.
So yeah, that part where they made the panic talk action simpler only lasts for 2 trials.
Oof.
So now they're going to reintroduce the bullet mechanic.
Ah.
Yeah. They did move reload to the tab key, so
That's good, at least.
you just have to do it in time with the tempo marker, which is off in the port here.
Fantastic.
Oh, the tempo marker was off.
It's very slightly lagging behind the middle of the screen.
Mm.
And yeah, just like before, when we instigate Fever Time, we have unlimited ammo.
Mm.
And if you're set to Gentle difficulty, you never need to reload.
Mm.
Alright. To spare. I have hope that we'll get
Explaining
through
it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick, has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
All right, you, me, dance off now.
You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. Can you forgive me already?
Reload.
I'm trying to do it.
Forgive me! Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. You're done for! Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? I'll do anything you want. Please, draw on me. Do you understand? Why only me? Please, draw on me. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time.
This is the end!
Theater
a lot of
bonus
effort to say that
prize.
there were. Yep. There's a lot of effort to say that there was a theater
mentioned
bonus
this earlier.
prize.
Yeah.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Why? Why can't you forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everyone
No, that's another
always
much.
hate me? You should just forgive me already!
Mikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left. Please, just
That's all
admit
of
it
a comic
already.
book.
In the end,
I
at least
drew
let
a
me believe in
manga
you.
to show your guilt. Let me show it to you
Draw
all.
on her.
I will not draw on you, but I will draw of you.
Okay. Oh.
There's that literal picture, so not that one.
Yeah.
That's later on event.
There we go. Blockchain created. Blue.
Also not that one, because that's literally right there. No,
That's another literal right there.
yeah. Was the bottom left one? Killer ripped off the music venue's wallpaper.
Yeah.
Probably right before. It's
Sure,
somewhere in
that's
this
the
area.
broken piece of the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, right, the drumstick on the door. No, that's already a thing.
wallpaper.
It's probably, yeah, like right before her.
You know, the one where
it has
the
body
wallpaper and they're
holding
hanging
the wallpaper. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the one with the person in the bag holding onto the noose. There you go. And then pulling off the bag.
And that's the piece of scrap on the right beam.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time. When I switched on the monitor, what appeared on screen was a person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time. When in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that could be forced open. With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikan? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
Mikan, you... What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Yeah, I got a B. That was better than I thought it was going to be this one.
Absolutely.
It seems your arguments have reached a conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
And you all chose Nagito. Can't really blame you for that one.
I mean, you're all going to die, but still.
I mean, you only gave us one lever. It says Mikan. This kind of makes it obvious.
Trial end. All rise.
Well now. Correct.
Damn it.
Despair.
I won't forgive you.
Hey! What's going on?
Hey! Well, that's obvious. Hey.
What?
I... What?
It cannot be.
Perhaps. See? Jeez. Isn't that right?
This is gonna take a while.
5 minutes straight of laughing. Unskippable scene.
Possible.
Oh?
Huh?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
Huh? Huh?
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation. It's love.
Hey.
Well... How amazing!
Could it be?
This is...
Remembering disease.
The remembering disease.
Such despair.
We live in a society.
Oh, God.
Don't fuck with me!
Now the macro key is stuck again. Hold on a second. There we go.
Here's the real Mikon, the true self.
You serious?
A shocking swerve.
Yep.
What?
Hey.
So, by chronological release, was this the first mention of Future Foundation?
Yes.
Yes. This was the first mention of...
within
the game.
Within the game and
Yes,
stuff, yes.
sorry.
So
Okay.
it was brought up in some of the like side story manga and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You...
I am Monokuma!
You're a member of Future Foundation, aren't you, Monokuma? Monokuma starts cackling hysterically.
Hey.
Oh?
Of course not!
Oh?
That is...
Oh? Well... understand.
I'm pretty sure that's carbon.
Hey.
Oh, you meant psychologically, not physically. Don't look in the lab. Shut up.
Hey, hey!
Damn it!
Oh?
Yes, indeed. Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Hi, bye. Ouchies.
By the way, I take back what I said either last week or a week ago. This is an incredibly lazy motivation.
He's got some good grips there.
Oh, that was a thing.
Just make sure I'm not high. Just launched her into space on a heroin needle arm rocket ship.
Yes.
Okay.
As you
making
do.
sure. God, I feel like I've been taking heroin.
Let
I was
me
kind of
ask.
hoping told who her beloved was.
It's obvious enough if you've been paying attention.
I'm willing to bet it's Junko.
Actually, no. We never get told who the identity of Mikan's beloved is.
But...
I mean, it's Junko, but yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm mostly going off of knowledge from the games, and there's a lot of other stuff that deals with Mikan, but...
Isn't that right?
Please wait!
Anyway.
Damn it!
Wrong. Come on. Hmm?
You fiend.
Phew!
Hey! Hey!
Hey, Huh?
Hey!
Hmm.
Um... So just as I thought. However...
Fine.
Huh.
Silence.
No, they can't. They're dead.
And I don't think this universe has a established afterlife
Right?
for ghosts. No matter how much people at trials may try to argue otherwise.
I don't think a ghost is ever actually a thing in this series.
No, but there was the one trial in the previous game where we had to prove that yesterday was a yeah.
I'm just trying to think of, like, out of all the, like, side story stuff I do know about, I don't think we ever actually deal with a ghost. Deal with some other nonsense, but I don't think ever ghosts.
In any case, so I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'll be right back.
Unbelievable.
Hey!
No way! What's this?
More machine than man. Twisted and...
All right!
Hey, hey!
Damn it!
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
Huh? What the?
Yo! I've kept you waiting. Hey, what's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing! The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Drink it in, everybody. He's more machine now than man. You said it yourself. Yeah. 9 days left. All right, and that is chapter 3. All right. Save here. So question, do we have more time to go on, or is this a good time to stop?
I mean, it's only 3 o'clock. We could at least do the daily life.
The name's Nekomaru Nidai! I've been reborn in the rivers of hell!
Nekomaru? Is that you?
No matter how you look at it, I'm still me!
No matter how we look at it, this isn't you at all.
Sheesh!
You... Hey, Monokuma, why didn't you give the robot teeth?
Why not?
I already know.
I won't eat.
What's he going to choose?
Hey, hey!
That's a fantastic face.
Electricity!
Damn it. Sorry.
You serious?
Hey, hey.
Hey.
You...
Taking off his eye patch, there's a robot eye underneath. Huh.
Oh!
Huh?
Huh? Show some spirit!
Amazing!
What's this?
Yeah!
Hey, Oh my goodness! Such a wonderful before and after has occurred.
Hey, hey!
Shapeshifter! Gundam throws a coconut at him.
Phew!
Hey, hey!
You.
What?
Kane, this is how this started in the first place.
Disappear!
Nekomaru!
That didn't faze me at all! Check it out! I'm intact! I have no injuries at all!
Good, now beat the crap out of Monokuma.
Hey!
Nice. What did they make him out of? N64 wrestling games?
No, thank you!
By the way, of course.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Nekomaru's a robot now.
Right.
Robot Mark.
Let's get along!
It's impossible.
It reminds me of this other everyday normal high school student.
Roly-poly Nekomaru? My best friend from high school?
You can say Roly-Poly Mekazawa, best friend from high school.
Uh-huh. Whew. Hey!
Causes, reasoning, circumstances, foreshadowing. Those things don't have any place in Danganronpa 2.
I don't know, Mad World was a different game.
Ultimate robot stream of clockwork.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
I'm kind of sad they didn't change his plate on the side.
Hey.
Well... All right!
Sorry.
What?
Let me tell you this. This, too, must be the will of causality. Fine. If you flinch, you will die!
I don't think I would call that ancient rune.
Well, the outside, the rest of it looks
Yeah, I
like.
mean, the door is like a modern vault door, but the entire rest of the building is like an ancient ruin.
Yeah, it looks like brickwork and stone and...
However,
Covered in vines and moss and shit.
Impossible!
Hey! But... Isn't that right? Hey. I won't be fooled!
Damn, his argument is strong.
Man.
You think so?
Huh? It's obvious. Wow. Hey.
settle down.
Fool! Huh?
Huh?
No!
Oh god.
Damn it. Don't fuck with me!
You're so evil!
No, we're not evil. It's Monokuma who's evil.
Yes.
At the very least, devilishly capricious.
I'll beat you up!
That's... Yippee-ki-yay!
Man.
You are right.
I renounce you!
That's...
Lame! Unbelievable.
Hey!
Didn't I tell you to stay back?
This technique...
Okay, my apologies. I
It's
was not
impossible
aware
to
of that
defend
particular
against it, or
flashing light
evade
pattern.
it.
Well now. Special bleeding service! Nice! Huh? Miracle!
Huh? You serious?
News! So...
Hey, hey.
You know, right?
Yep. Hajime.
How's it maintaining that black smoke aura thing?
Very dirty candles.
Weirdly trained ants on the wall.
What?
I'm starting to get pumped up!
Yes, Monaco must set bear traps all over the island. That's certainly his MO.
Alright.
I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if there's a motive on that island for someone, which is hopefully less lazy than the previous motive.
What's that? A new motive? Never.
Ah.
Evolution! Into a metapod.
It's gone to its cocoon.
I'm going to assume from a metapod it will become, I don't know, some sort of legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, that's how things generally go.
Not Tuesday.
That, or ironically, a Kakuna.
I'm not gonna lie, I want a loop like that.
Island 4!
Yep. By running around it in a circle.
Yep.
Confuses the targeting systems.
Apparently they're just vulnerable to game mechanics. In reality, if we actually handed Chiaki a controller, she could just defeat all of them.
Is this an amusement park?
Disneyland? The serial numbers filed off?
Yeah.
That just makes it
Monokuma
look
Land,
even
I assume?
creepier.
Well,
Alright.
I don't know that the park actually has an official name. I think it's just an amusement park.
Yeah.
an amusement park that may or mayn't have been built specifically for these islands, because I'm not sure what the background of these islands is in the first place.
Love the labeling on the door.
What's Shatimi's house?
Perhaps.
I don't like this. Dumbass!
Bad taste is basically what Monokuma does.
Only I could read what was crossed out.
Yahoo! Um...
Very safe to say we're not.
That's Shatini's house.
It's also very safe to say we're not inside because it doesn't look like that door's animated to open.
We could get in, but the door's stopped by a drumstick.
Damn.
And glue.
Those tungsten. Those tungsten drumsticks are unbreakable.
Then we got Usami, who just flies around.
Hooray!
It's one of the two pets that actually unlocks a skill. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the other one Monami?
No.
Fairly certain the other one's Monokuma, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Ooh, how exciting! No. Ah!
If you get a custom soundbite for it. Alright, so first off, our first hidden Monokuma.
I've been found!
Wow, we have a lot of coins.
We do have a lot of coins.
You!
Tone it down. We're friends, remember? Friends.
Flinch, you will die! How pitiful.
Oh my! Oh!
Alright, Nekomaru, can we salvage conversation out of you, or... I'm gonna guess not.
Beep, beep, beep.
I could be surprised.
Huh? Are you serious?
Well, this will be stupid. Let me guess, he can shit.
It opened?
Is that a clock?
I'm able to sense the passage of time. I don't even need to look at clocks anymore. Whether it's training, meals, or baths, there's no doubt this feature is useful in a variety of situations.
Sure thing,
It
Frankie.
actually comes out of your chest. What are you, a cuckoo clock?
Hold on. Fool!
Ah.
Oh!
Man.
What?
Sure, this won't come up in the next trial.
You mean there's not going to be a next
Almost
trial?
certainly.
Nice
was that?
feeling. I said, what are you talking about? There's not going to be a next trial.
No one ever murdered anything again.
Yeah. Everyone's going to get along and be happy and go to not Disneyland.
Ooh, how exciting! Ah! Ah! Mouse! Ah!
Alright, let's leave this horrid place. Roller coaster.
Ah! Come on! Look forward to it, okay?
First off.
No. Yahoo!
Yahoo.
All right!
Not much to do here at the roller coaster yet. A fun house. How fun.
Well, it's got Nagito, so probably not fun at all.
I'm guessing this was a pre-existing amusement park that was remodeled incredibly minorly by Monokuma.
That is the implication, yes.
Yeah, fairly certain that I remember them saying Jabberwock Island was like a bed of islands that like people used to go to.
Yeah, well, and also specifically the Usami house, obviously, when it was still Usami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monomi, so.
Yeah.
This was here before Monokuma took over. I don't have any friends.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. Nonetheless, your body will be crushed asunder by then.
Yay!
Yeah, fully vivisected blind.
Hey,
Is this like the movie? Can I just give you money later for or not riding this train?
You could, but you're eventually going to have to ride the train anyway.
your
so it's just
body
gonna
will
cost you
be
money.
crushed asunder by then.
Yeah, we already owe them, was it 1.5 mil?
Yes, $1.5 million. Alright.
Did he ever specify what currency that was?
Dollars, which only narrows it down to, I think, like 60 or 70 countries on the planet.
Say, what are the Zimbabwe ones called? They have dollars in their name. That's valid.
Yes.
Yeah. It's obviously the Australian dollary-do.
Want me to tell you?
Hey, hey!
Alright, tie him up and throw him in.
What?
Hey, hey!
Of course. No way!
Another sticker, isn't it?
This is bad.
No, we're not
What
find
are
out
you
till we write it.
saying?
Shut up! Shut up! I already know. Even so. Ah.
I mean, consider who it is. That's unlikely.
Nope.
You fiend.
I am ashamed.
Fine. Listen well.
Wow.
Hey, hey, hey!
This is imagine Gundam back up going, wait, I never got this response before. Oh, snap!
That is...
Are you kidding me?
Hey. See?
Cut that off right there.
Never thought I'd say this, but thank you, Nagisa.
Understood.
Hey!
Ah, the eyes.
Those are still amazing. Yep.
Oh, those are terrifying. Those are deeply unsettling, and I don't know why.
Now then.
Akamaru's losing bolts.
What overwhelming G-force! It feels like all the screws in my body are gonna fly off! Be still,
Yes, they are.
my heart!
This is so much fun!
I'm gonna die. Let me die.
Yes, indeed.
All right!
Stop it!
Hey.
Yes, indeed.
A file. It's a very special file.
Something.
You know, they're all gonna get a good laugh when they find out it's just the Future Foundation's, like, stationary billing report. Spend a lot on paper clips for a weird reason.
Wait!
Gasp again.
Yep.
What? Impossible!
This is... Hey! Yep. Hey, bastard! That's obviously impossible!
Let me ask. What?
Of course not!
However,
Let me tell you this.
Hey.
Hey, it's true. You? No.
You did already.
Impossible.
Well,
That's what caused the previous case.
for one person, and it's not a guarantee that anybody else would react to rare disease the same way.
Hey!
Yeah, it did seem to have different effects on different people, so
Who
we'll give it
knows?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the whole thing with the spare diseases.
however,
It literally impacts every person differently.
This, too, must be the will of causality.
Correct! Hey!
however,
Yep.
Hajime's ultimate talent, shadow puppets.
I can't wait!
I mean, it's only a matter of time before Monokuma decides to commit taxidermy on all the previously dead people and use them as puppets in the funhouse. Please tell me I'm wrong.
I shall
You're wrong.
engulf this world.
Thank you.
I mean, that would require doing stuff like retrieving Leakon's body from space.
Yeah, that's true.
That ominous foreshadowing is probably a good place to call it.
Yes. Let me go drop a save here real quick. And make my messing around with save. Alright. That's going to be it for Danganronpa 2 today. Thank you all for joining us. Join us on Tuesday, when we will be continuing our Pokemon Black White 2 randomizer playthrough. And join us on Saturday for the continuation of Resonance of Fate. And of course, join us back here on Sunday for more Danganronpa as we go into the funhouse and figure out exactly whether or not Monokuma is going to give us any treats at all, or if we're just going to regret this whole thing.
Well, both.
Both. Anyway, until then, I've been the Krampus.
I've been Bograt.
I've been Shiv.
I've been Hunter Grain.
And I'm Vincent.
Alright. Have a good one, everyone.
Goodbye.